guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have a really exciting review for you guys as we have the first PNSO figure after their little break they took, which was only like a month, maybe a month and a half, and we're now back with another brand new PNSO figure, which I always do this where I put the Chinese side here in the front as opposed to the English side, but we can now see it is Wyatt the Parasaurolophus, and this is a figure that so many people were really hyped about, so many people were really excited to see get released, and we've kind of known that it was coming for quite some time, but waiting it out was just the problem because we knew PNSO would create something incredible, and we were all 100% correct because this looks to be one of, if not the best Parasaurolophus figures out there, if you ask me. A gorgeous looking sculpt, beautiful looking paint scheme from what I can see here on the promotional images. So I am so psyched to get this out of the box. As far as the box goes, you can see a nice image of the Parasaurolophus up here on the front, and then of course PNSO and Wyatt the Parasaurolophus down there on the side. If we flip it to the bottom, even though it's upside down, you can now see some information as well as a silhouette of the Parasaurolophus. And then if we go to the top, even though that is also upside down, you can also see a nice image of the head sculpt with that really nice looking blue eye. And then over here again, PNSO. Every life deserves your respect, which is 100% true. So let's go ahead, break this out of the box, and take a look at PNSO's newest release. So as always, we get the really cool booklet like we usually do. Included within, you have yet another really nice head sculpt here on the front. Nice shot of that beautiful Parasaurolophus head. And then once you open it all up, and if I can actually manage to open it all up, you can see we've got another image of the head sculpt down here. Lots of information, although it's a little different than it usually is. You can see we now have like some Chinese over here and then English over here. It's usually like one side is English, one side is Chinese. So it's very interesting. And then over here we have, again, Wyatt the Parasaurolophus in all of its glory. And then if we turn it around, oh, I see what they're doing now. Oh, I like this so much better. The other side has a really nice, actually, let me just set this up here, really nice poster of Wyatt. You can see how beautiful that is. That is such a cool idea. I'm so happy that they went this route, although it was pretty nice before, but I hope they continue to do this moving forward, giving us really nice artwork of each of the dinosaurs. And this is an absolutely awesome poster that they have here on the opposing side now of these booklets, making the booklets just so much cooler. And as always, PNSO continues to evolve, and this, in my opinion, is a great idea. But as far as Wyatt goes, let's bring in our Wyatt the Parasaurolophus. And here is Wyatt in all of his glory, and look at that. How beautiful is that? That honestly looks better than the promotional images, in my opinion. That is just gorgeous, and the paintwork on this is so good. It really has so many different tones of coloration to it. Just looks incredibly lifelike. As far as the sculpt and paint, in my opinion, this is definitely the best Parasaurolophus in my collection, and I have not even taken a closer look at it yet, which I am really quite excited to do. But man, looking at it here in person, I am almost in a state of awe at how nice this is. It's really, really good. And as I just mentioned before, with PNSO continuing to evolve as far as their booklet goes, this is just another example of them continuing to evolve because their paint applications just seem to get better and better and better with each and every figure that they release. This is definitely a gorgeous looking Parasaurolophus. So without further ado, let's just not waste any more time. We'll go ahead, get straight to that closer look because honestly, I can't wait to do just that. So starting up at the head sculpt of our Parasaurolophus, look at how beautiful that is. You can see the really nice coloration up here on the crest, down onto the beak, has a bit of a glossy look to it, which I actually do quite like. You can see some gorgeous detail included in that area, as well as the nostrils sculpted out really nicely. But again, I like how there's like different tones. You can see like some lighter and darker shades of browns, like yellowish browns. Just a lot of really nice paintwork has gone into that area right there. And then it transitions out onto the crest here in a really nice and smooth fashion to a kind of a brighter yellow to make sure that it has that really flashy look to it. And I really love that coloration to the head sculpt and the crest area of the Parasaurolophus. I think that was a great idea, and it's applied perfectly. Really well done as far as that goes. You can even see the underside of the beak is very nicely painted, again with that beautiful shade of brown. And you can also see the eyes are painted with a really nice blue coloration, giving a nice black pupil, and I think that the blue plays off of the coloration of the head really well, just gives him a very striking appearance as far as that gorgeous looking blue eye. You can also see around the eye has been elaborated with a nice darker brown, and you can see some more shades of brown, again, just throughout the face in general. In certain areas, you could just see different shades of brown, like even down here in the mouth area, you can kind of see some different shades of brown running right there by the mouth. Same deal over here. It just looks incredible as far as the paintwork goes. The detailing aspect as well is just off the charts up here on the head sculpt. You can see lots of really nice fine detailing, some beautiful texturing to the skin. Incredible work as always on the part of PNSO. And then as we start to move down into the neck, you can see lots of really nice creasing to the neck region of Wyatt. Again, you can actually see the throat itself as well, quite nicely elaborated from the skin there. Some more really nice shades of brown as we move down the neck. Again, those creases look great. Same deal over here. You can see, again, similar looking sculpt. It looks like there's a little bit more. Yes, definitely a little bit more as far as like the creasing and the wrinkling goes on this side compared to the opposing side, and that's probably due to the fact that the head is leaning a little bit over toward its right, so it would be more so stretching the skin on this side and then bunching the skin up a little bit. So they've done a really good job of showing that movement right there in the sculpt. That is very impressive, if you ask me. Nice attention to the very small details that would be happening with the figure. Even right here, actually, you can see some really nice wrinkling in that area as well, because the Parasaurolophus has its head lifted up so high as well, so it's nicely wrinkling that area of the skin also. You can see some more really nice skin texture, skin detail as we move down into the front limb here. You can see like some more wrinkling and stuff. Also some nice musculature and so many different shades of brown. I really love the way that this has been painted with so many different variations of brown, just giving it an incredibly lifelike and realistic look as far as the skin tone goes. As you continue to move down into the feet, it transitions very smoothly to a darker brown. You can see the nails are painted with a gray. It all looks really nice and precise as far as the paint work goes. Gorgeous sculpt work on the part of PNSO, but that is no surprise. As you move up into the stomach region, again, look at how incredibly nice this skin texture is right here. You can see a few osteoderms poking up here and there, but the actual skin texture, again, is incredible. It is just so vibrant, the way that that detail just shines through. And they don't even need like a dark wash or anything to make that detail pop as well as it does. It's just the detail is that good. That shows you just how impressive the sculpts are from PNSO. You can also see lots of nice wrinkling going on here as this leg is pushing up into the stomach, nicely wrinkling the skin in the stomach right there. And you can also see again some more nice shades of brown throughout. We start to get this really cool striping effect up here on the top of the dinosaur, and there's a really light hint of blue that runs along the spinal column, along those ridges up there on the back, which I really quite like that as well. Just adding again a little slight hint of flashiness to the figure, but very realistically overall, and those stripes are applied really smoothly. Like, they really look very realistic as far as the actual application of the paint goes. As we move down into the thigh, you can see some gorgeous musculature, as well as musculature here in the calf region. Again, the skin looks to be reacting exactly as it should be, considering the movement of the dinosaur. You can also pick out the kneecap here in the front. As we move down into the foot, again, nice smooth transition to that darker brown. You can see the nails are painted, yet again with a grayish coloration. A little bit of like a scoot-like appearance down the foot. Really, really beautiful sculpt, and you can see it's just kind of standing up on its toes as it seems to be just taking, a step forward. And then if we take a look back up here, we can see the skin stretching really nicely with the leg off of the tail right there. Again, more beautiful detailing in every area of this figure. And then we lead out into the tail. You can see those stripes up here start to get pretty big, and then they get so large that they actually run all the way down here into the lighter coloration on the underside and then kind of blend together. As we move out the length of the tail, there's just a really nice downward curve to the tail as well, which I think looks great, and those stripes run the course of the entire tail, which I really, really love. If we head over here to the opposing side, again, we already looked at the head down here into the neck, so if we look down here at the actual body, again, some more nice variations of brown and stuff. There's even like a lighter brown, it seems like, that kind of runs the border here of the stomach region before it transitions to this lighter coloration here, that kind of an off-white here in the stomach region. You can also see some more nice wrinkling right there as this leg is pushing into the stomach a little bit. The musculature of the leg looks really, really nice. You can see again that smooth transition with that darker brown, which I really like that as well. Nicely painted nails there on that foot. And then you can see the skin stretching off of the body over here on this side as opposed to bunching up like we saw on the previous side. They always do a great job of really showing the movement of what's going on with their figures in the sculpts. And this is, again, a really good example of that. You can see every ounce of movement that would be happening with the dinosaur at this point in time is perfectly shown in this sculpt. Again, it's about as highly detailed of a sculpt as you're ever going to find. And you can see some more really nice creasing and wrinkling as far as the skin goes in the stomach region. Beautiful texturing to the skin. Again, some more osteoderms poking up here and there. You can also make out the hip bone right here as we move back into the leg. Some more really nice musculature in both the thigh and calf region. The calf specifically looks to be flexing really well. You can see, again, some pretty darn significant musculature in the calf region right there. And then you lead down into the foot. Again, the foot sculpt transitions back to that darker brown, which looks really nice. Nicely painted nails with that grayish coloration. Very, very well done. And then we move back up here into the tail. Again, you can see right behind the thigh some more nice creasing, some wrinkling, showing off yet again the movement of that leg right there perfectly, as well as some more osteoderms poking up here and there. The gorgeous striping up here on the back as we lead out the length of that tail with that very nice curve to it. The stripes look great the whole way out. And again, that blue looks so nice up there on the back. That just a little subtle hint of blue that runs the course of the ridges up there on the spinal column just looks incredible. And then we come back down here and you can see the underside as well is very highly detailed. You can also see the cloaca is present and has been given a little slight hint of like a light brown there just to give it some alternate color variation, make it look quite realistic. And the detailing aspect continues to look just off the charts incredible throughout the entire underside, just showing again the movement so well. Like you can see the skin kind of squishing here between the legs and stuff. Very impressive detailing as far as this figure goes, which is, you know, again, something we're all very used to when it comes to PNSO, but it's just never more impressive than when you actually see the figure in person. It's honestly mind-blowing how good their sculpts are, and this PNSO Parasaurolophus is just drop-dead gorgeous. Another exciting aspect to this figure, if you ask me, is the fact that it's quite large overall. Definitely sports a very nice size. Considering it's a larger hadrosaur, you would expect it to. And to show you the size, for his size, we are going to see the Parasaurolophus come in at about 11 inches, or about the 28 centimeter area. And then for a height, the highest point, it's kind of a toss-up between the back here or the head. You're going to see the head come in at about just under 4¼ inches, or around the 10½ centimeter range. And then for the back, it's about 4¼ inches, or approaching, I would say, 11 centimeters. So I think the back here might be just a little higher than what we see there on the head. But regardless, very nicely sized. And for a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon next to our Parasaurolophus from PNSO. To show you again, the size of it is very impressive. You can really see that in comparison to these figures right here. It definitely has an extremely nice size, if you ask me. I would say it's definitely a fairly large figure, and you can hopefully see that next to these three figures right here. So this brand new PNSO Wyatt the Parasaurolophus is an incredible figure. It is honestly so much better than I expected it to be. The paintwork specifically is really, really well done. And anytime I get a dinosaur figure, that's the one thing that I'm always concerned about, because you can never truly tell how natural a paint job will look on a figure until you get it in hand. And I must say, and I must commend PNSO on continuously doing incredible work on the paint jobs of their figures. Not only do they always choose a really nice, really natural coloration for their figures, but they always apply it in a really nice and natural way. And that is definitely what I see here with this Parasaurolophus. The coloration of it is so picture perfect for the species, and it's so picture perfect as far as the way it's applied. There is not a single ounce of paintwork on this figure that looks like anything other than skin color and body color. There is nothing on here that screams paint on a figure or anything like that. It is 100% naturally applied and very, very realistically applied, sporting so many different tones of color, like specifically in the brown areas. Like there's so many different variations of browns included on the figure, and that is definitely something you would see in real life on a living animal. So The coloration is just so unbelievably well done and very pleasing and appealing to the eye as far as this Parasaurolophus goes. Just absolutely love both the color scheme they went with and the actual application of the paint. The sculpt as well is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Every ounce of detail that would and should be included with this figure is there, and then some, sporting again one of the most highly detailed sculpts I've ever seen on a Parasaurolophus. It is just unbelievable how much detail PNSO crams into their figures, and again, just like I stated before, it's never more impressive than when you actually have the figure in hand and you can take a look at it in person, get nice and close, and really examine the figure. It will honestly blow your mind how much detail they manage to put into their figures. Very few companies out there can touch PNSO as far as the detailing aspect of their figures, and this PNSO Parasaurolophus is just insanely beautiful in the detailing aspect. So overall, this is a great new release from PNSO. In fact, it may be one of the nicest releases that they've ever had. It is that good in my opinion, and definitely something that I highly recommend anybody interested in picking up, because it is just the type of figure that I would say is a must own if you ask me. So if you are interested in picking this up, make sure you check the description and head on over to Dan's Dinosaurs, where you can purchase this for yourself, or you can also, of course, purchase it on the Amazon PNSO store. I will include a link in the description to where you can purchase this, so make sure you check the description. Make sure you pick up this insanely beautiful Parasaurolophus from PNSO, and make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.